Title: The Weight of Wings. I still remember the laughter. It was a sound I once loved, now twisted into a mocking echo that haunts my every thought. My family, gathered around the dinner table, had turned my passion into a punchline. "You'll lose your mind chasing shadows," my father had scoffed, his fork hovering above his plate like a judge's gavel. "It's unhealthy, delusional," my sister chimed in, her eyes sparkling with mirth. And my mother? Oh, she simply shook her head. Disappointment etched into every wrinkle of her face. "You'll disgrace us, darling. Have you no sense?" I was an entomologist, a seeker of truths hidden beneath the surface of the mundane. But my focus wasn't on butterflies or bees. I had dared to delve into the dark tapestry of curse-ecology. I was ridiculed for claiming that certain insects were not merely pests but harbingers of ancient curses, vessels for forces humanity had long forgotten. I had lost my job. My colleagues had turned their backs, and my family, they had become a chorus of disbelief that resonated in my mind every waking hour. It was a frigid autumn night when I returned home after years of isolation and relentless pursuit. I had become something more than what they thought I was. A renowned expert in my field, yes, but also a vessel of knowledge that could peel back the layers of reality itself. The world now feared what I had uncovered, but my family, they remained blissfully ignorant, stubbornly clinging to their laughter. As I stepped onto the familiar porch, the old boards creaked beneath my weight, a sound both comforting and foreboding. I had not come to gloat, I had come to warn. The air around me crackled with a tension I could not shake, as if the universe itself had paused to watch. I knocked on the door, and the moment it swung open, I was struck by the sight of their faces, frozen in shock, disbelief morphing into a hesitant curiosity. "Is that really you?" my mother asked, her voice barely a whisper, as if I had stepped out of a nightmare. I nodded, a chill running down my spine. "I need to talk to you all. There's something you must understand." Dinner was a somber affair, the table set with the same mismatched plates that had once held laughter and warmth. But now the food lay untouched, as my family stared at me with a mix of awe and fear. I recounted my journey, the ridicule, the isolation, the relentless pursuit of knowledge that led me to uncover a hidden ecosystem thriving on the fringes of our reality. I spoke of the bizarre swarming patterns that accompanied local deaths, of insects that carried ancient curses, and of the darkness I had faced in the depths of my research. "You think I'm insane, don't you?" I asked, my heart pounding in my chest. "But everything I've discovered is real. I survived what you deemed ridiculous." Their eyes darted among each other, uncertainty flickering like a candle flame. "You can't expect us to believe." Before my sister could finish, a sudden rustling sound interrupted us, a low hum that began to resonate from outside. My heart sank. I had hoped to shield them from the horrors I had witnessed, but now, it seemed, the truth was determined to unveil itself. The windows rattled, and I could see them, thousands of them, dark shapes flitting through the night. Insects, swarming in a chaotic dance, their wings casting shadows that twisted and turned like specters of the damned. The air thickened with their presence, a palpable weight pressing against our chests. "What is happening?" my father shouted, his bravado crumbling as the first of the insects began to slit through the cracks of our home, a living tide of ancient malice. I could only watch as the realization dawned on them. I had warned them, but they had laughed. Now the very thing I had studied was descending upon us, a swarm that carried with it the weight of my knowledge and the burden of their disbelief. The insects spiraled around us, and with each beat of their wings, I felt the air grow colder, the shadows lengthening. They whispered. The curses I had unearthed were now entwined with their very beings, the price of disbelief manifesting in real time. As the swarm enveloped them, I stood frozen, a witness to their unraveling. The laughter that had once echoed in this room was now replaced by cries of anguish, their disbelief transformed into a living nightmare. They were learning the truth, but it came at a cost they could never repay. When the last of the swarm faded into the night, I was left standing amidst the silence, the weight of their realization heavy in the air. They had wanted me to be normal, to fit into their world of denial, but I had embraced the darkness and emerged as something else entirely. I turned to leave, the door swinging shut behind me with a finality that felt both liberating and haunting. As I stepped back into the night, I glanced back at the house, now a tomb of lost laughter. The shadows whispering secrets of a price paid in disbelief. In that moment, I understood the true weight of my journey. I was no longer an outcast. I was a warning. The horrors I had faced were now woven into the fabric of my being, a testament to the dark truths that lay hidden just beneath the surface. And as I walked away, I couldn't help but feel a chill of vindication. They had mocked me for my obsession, but now they were the ones ensnared by the very darkness I had sought to expose.